Hey guys, hi, let's do this again. Thank you so much for your patience and for joining in again. We're just waiting for our guests to join. Welcome to the Mogra chat. I hope this time we're lucky enough to have it till the end. Yes, hi Neha, can you send me a request? Hi Jyoti. Is this
I
any better? I think it starts off with the um, proper connection,
yeah,
but I think as
and
we
somewhere it
proceed ahead,
goes
it
off.
just we lose it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but is this is better, right? I've just
This is
yeah,
fine.
shifted
yeah,
positions.
absolutely better.
Better. We're just waiting for Riya now to join. So you guys
Change
are
your spot.
shooting? Yes, I did. I did. Trying every part of this whole room, wherever, whatever works. I don't know why it's such a struggle with the network. But glad we could do this at such a short notice, and thank you so much for joining.
Sure.
And happy International Women's Day. I would like to
Same,
call it International Women Empowerment Day.
absolutely, yeah.
So I'm just, yeah, so Riya is here. I just going to accept her. Neha ma'am, big fan.
Thank you so much.
So I'm just pinning a comment so people know. So, guys, Mogra is an amazing short film that is streaming at the Bandra Film Festival currently. Do watch it, give it your love, give it your support, and uh, there's been many comments on YouTube on the channel for Mogra, and it would be great if you guys can just like give it a read. And I know it's a great confidence booster to see that your work is appreciated so much on the social media platforms. Hey Ria,
Hello.
finally, hi.
Finally.
So I would like to,
Yes.
of course, I've welcomed you guys three times, and but I would like to begin this chat by saying congratulations. In the past 8 days, Mogra has garnered 46,000 organic views on YouTube. So it's just
Nice.
Wow.
it's amazing to see. Yes, yes. So please go
Wow,
on
we
the
are so
channel and
glad.
yeah,
Yeah, we're going
please
Yeah,
to
please
check it
do
out after this.
go on the channel and see the read the comments also, and if you want you can engage with the audience who's watching it. But amazing, kudos to you guys. And Ria, in 5 minutes, you know in a matter of like for 5 minutes, this film conveys so much more than just an incident between two ladies who kind of are so far apart in their life and their lifestyle. So how did this all come about, and how did you approach these beautiful ladies, to play the part in your role? Please start the journey.
Yes, yes, I will. So me and a bunch of friends, we wanted to make this film for Mami. Mami had a segment that time which was only for short films from Mumbai. So the
Okay.
story kind of came for wanting to make something for that festival.
Okay.
It started with a thought of why don't we try to show the kind of duality that exists in Bombay through something that hasn't been done before, and that's why we thought of flowers. How the same flower kept in a different shop probably
Yeah.
costs something a lot more and means something a
Yeah.
lot more and signifies something a lot more.
Yeah.
So the thought kind of came from there. Then wrote a screenplay around it, keeping in mind that we should be ending this film within 5 minutes. Like we gave ourselves that goal that let's try to finish this within 5 minutes and just give ourselves a challenge like that. So Jyoti is a dear friend, and I always wanted her to be playing the florist. So kind of wrote it keeping her in mind. And for Neha, my co-director Kunal, he was really advocating for her. You know, he showed the team some of her photos, some of her work, and we really loved her. We went and met her at a coffee shop, and we gave her the narration. And I think that meeting was less of a narration, more of like chilling
Bonding.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like we really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
What we really loved about Neha is that she brought so much to the character, and I have to give her credit for that. The story that you see it as it is right now is a lot to do with is a lot because of Neha's additions and her improvisations and her thoughts and comments on the script as well. You know, because her Marathi is so solid and because she's such a solid actress, she was able to really contribute a lot from that world that maybe I haven't seen. So yeah, over a lot of iterations and improvisations, the story has become what it is right now. So that's how it kind of came about. That's how I approached the both of them. And then of course we had readings and we had workshops, which we did. It all happened in a span of I think a week, and we were done with this project. Like that was our target. We wanted to give ourselves a challenge to finish it in a less time frame and keep the film short as well. So
Absolutely. So Jyoti, your arm was twisted by Riya, and Neha's arm was twisted by Kunal. So, but what was your first impression when you heard the script?
So for me, should I go first, Neha?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
absolutely.
for me, it was no arm twisting. We and I had worked together in Sunflower, and we pretty much spent the whole day chatting with each other. So when she called and she said I had something, I was really excited. Met at a coffee shop where she narrated the whole story. And for me, when she said that I have written this with you in mind, and she had me at that, because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
she's written this
I know.
that's it.
Absolutely. Sold. I'm sold.
What more does an actor need than for the director to say that to you?
Exactly.
So I at that point I didn't even need to hear the rest of it, but I still heard it out. And then when I heard it out, I fell in love with it. It was like you said, to be able to say something so impactful and yet sweet, and to explain, you know, this is pretty much the culture of our city. This is how Mumbai is. We are all codependent on each other, and the difference in our lives is really stark, and it hits all of us very often during the course of our day, or at some point or the other, it hits each and every one of us. So I thought it was explained in a really beautiful way, in a very sensitive way.
Very sensitive.
Yes.
And Neha, I think, you know, your frustration and the whole, you know, irritability of this structure in front of you, and, you know, your humble basket full of flowers, you know, and how you portrayed it was so, you know, it really hit the spot. So did you like, I mean, of course, you must have done preparation and everything, but what were your first thoughts when you heard the script?
As Riya said, it was more of a chilling session than a narration or a meeting for a project
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
I just found three great friends in Riya, Kunal, and Avinash, and we've been chilling after that also. But it was fun to watch these people do what they are doing with the zest, with the enthusiasm that they have, because it lacks in after a point it lacks in you also. You grow up, life happens, and then some of the enthusiasm of doing something very spontaneously and very impulsively just withers away a little bit, which I think was I regained by meeting all three of them. And when they told me that the name of the film is Mogra, I suddenly remembered a poem that I had written, which is there in the film
Wow.
at the end of it. So
yeah, that's been
I'm
I
going to
written
come
by
to
Neha
that.
actually. It was
I'm
kind
going to
of like
come to that.
cosmic.
I
I'm going to come to
think
that.
I just thought that it was meant to be. These guys were meant to meet me. I was meant to do the film, and this is what the universe is asking all of us to do. So, and I really believe in it. So, I just said yes. We started chilling together, talking about the film, trying to hash it out in 5 minutes, what to keep, what not to keep, and also I think as an actor, Jyoti and me, both of us were so secure in our own zones. it is absolutely important for two female actresses to be secure while they're working together. Otherwise, we've seen havocs happening on screen,
Yeah.
in films, and everywhere. And
Yeah.
I think what this film depicts is that a woman's insecurity about other women, how it
Yes.
is after a point is useless. I mean, it is absolutely, it doesn't have any meaning over it, because sometimes what you have she might not have, and what she has you might not have.
You might
So
not.
for me, as the character of that Phoolwali was her journey from being insecure about the other woman towards being empowered than her, in a way,
Absolutely.
because the Mogra that she has in her basket, uh, Jyoti doesn't have in her, like, in Floret. So it
Right.
was, for me, I think as a woman, it was more empowering. I felt that the character
It is.
was empowered through the film. And Jyoti also, I think her character also, though she is independent, she has her own shop, she has everything, but then it is a reverse journey for her, that she opens up her insecurities to someone
Yeah.
else, and
Yeah.
kind of there's an unsaid friendship that
Yeah.
might happen between them. So
Yes.
we just leave it at the viewer's choice,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the viewers thought. But I think it was a journey of two women and a beautiful friendship through flowers.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely. That is the best. I think that was the best part, that, in the end, it's for the viewer's discretion to, and you leave it at that, they're together, and, and they're from two different backgrounds. And, like you said, Mogra is about empowerment. It's not about any prejudices. It's not about any insecurity. And which is so easily, these are real feelings also, in real life and in real life. Like, अगर 5 मिनट की फिल्म में किसको कितना रोल मिलेगा, वो insecurity is, it's gonna be
yeah,
there. But because been made so well, that both the characters come out so effectively. And I think Jyoti's character was so vulnerable. Like, she was. I felt that, when I saw the film, that she was all dara hua and, like, hurting, and, and whereas, your character Neha was, all in guns blazing, ke, what the hell, and, अब हमारा क्या होगा, and, like, totally different emotional background also. So it was perfectly portrayed by the two of you. And रिया, 5 मिनट की फिल्म की नरेशन कैसे होती है, मुझे पहले ये बताओ. How do you narrate a 5 minute film script?
So
बहुत
that's the thing.
मजेदार.
Actually, 5 मिनट के फिल्म की नरेशन होती ही नहीं है.
होती
5 मिनट की
नहीं है.
फिल्म बनाने के लिए ना,
Yeah.
you have to really vibe with the people, and you need to have people who are on the same page about
Yeah.
what this film signifies and means, and what it can bring out from you, what it can give to you. I think once you, as a director and as a talent, like you are on the same page about that now, then on that theme तुम कोई भी film बना लो, it's not a big task. But that being said, there was a proper narration also.
yes,
it's
there was.
not like I just it's not like I just drank
The
their
proper
respective
shit on the
coffees and
laptop
like
and
left
the
from there.
presentation and everything. It was really official.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I don't know, for some reason, like when I was telling Jyoti that I want to do this film also, for some reason I was texting her, my tone became really formal also. Like, I should have just sent her an email, you know. So no, I think the thing with short films is that they don't dwell on what I personally think, they don't dwell on character or plot as much as they do on theme. And I feel like once a writer or director kind of twists that out now, everything around it falls into place. And with this script also, with this story, we had the thread and we had a working screenplay. And like I said, Neha also came on board, Jyoti came on board.
Yeah.
We jammed on this script and we came up with the nuances of it together. Although
Yeah.
the broad strokes were there, this film,
Yeah.
I think, is about the nuances. So, complete credit to both of these ladies over here for helping me out with those nuances. Because without them, the film would have probably been not how it is right now. So,
But if I may,
yeah.
This could be
also,
like,
it's also very nice when a director also just lets you be and lets you say that, okay, you want to do it this way. let's do one for you, let's do one for me. So that also, as an actor, makes me feel that okay, I do want to. If somebody is listening to me, then I want to also try to do a little more. And also the very important part that I felt so relevant today is that just based on what you're seeing, that in today's life, what we see in social media, what you saw of that girl who owned Florette, just based on what you're seeing doesn't mean that she's necessarily having a great day because she's in this fancy shop, whatever.
Fancy
So the judgment based on somebody's social media account or based on how they're dressed or what they're wearing or where those judgments is what really we all need to drop, because like the biggest thing I hear these days is be kind, because you never know what kind of a day somebody
might have.
You know?
Absolutely.
But we judge based on what we see from the outside. So I felt that was one of the most important things in the film that came across.
Absolutely. It was.
And I think. Sorry, I think it was not just a 5-minute narration. The way Riya said, we jammed over 5 days till the last, like the backup point we were working on the film. And
I have a behind the scenes video of Neha recording that poem. I have it.
Oh, please send
on
it.
The spot.
Please do send it. If it's not controversial, do send it.
No, it's absolutely not.
It happened on the spot.
I would love that poem to reach everyone, because it's again about that feeling, that flowers or any other thing that nature has given us doesn't discriminate between genders, between statuses, and between any social like categories that we generally categorize people into. So I think that's the crux of the thing, and maybe that is why all of us were on like same page and we vibed so well, because all of us are absolutely empathetic, humble, and like creative people who do not discriminate between whatever and whoever we are working with. Actors cannot be discriminated, even if you are fighting with someone a day before you have to go on set when you like do television or a daily soap. Even if you fight with your co-actor the previous day, you have to go on set the next day and do let's say a love scene or a sisterly concern wala scene with your bhabhi and everyone. So you can't do that. So you have to, any which ways, there is a learning of keeping all these things beside and behind you, and then going ahead and working with you. And one more thing I would like to add is, there's a perfect balance between these two characters. I think that is because we had two directors. As Riya said, Kunal was vouching for me and she was fighting for Jyoti also. So I think there was this balance, this scene has to be given to Jyoti, this scene has to be given to Neha. And
it was clear
that
cut.
is why it is absolute balance between these two characters also. ऐसा नहीं होता कि अरे यार ज्योति दिख रही है फिल्म में मैं तो हुई नहीं, नेहा दिख रही फिल्म में मैं तो हुई नहीं. That was never there, even not in between us when we were practicing or rehearsing or anything. There were a lot of fights though on set also.
Oh really? That was going to be my next question. It was going to be my next question. Were they a rowdy bunch? Would you, अगर मतलब हम लोग होते तो बहुत ही rowdy होते हैं. You would have had to.
After a point, I think I was trying to tell them, इस team का एक ही गुंडा है. And
that's me. Yeah.
I kind of bullied them, but then after a point, I only realized that these guys are making a film for them, and you might be doing another film on your own. Just let them be. Just let them do whatever they're doing. Let them make their own mistakes. Let them learn from that. I mean, once you start, it's my flaw and my
strength.
I don't know, point.
Your strength. Also. Yeah.
Once I get involved in a project, I don't see if it is 5 minutes or 50 minutes or 500 minutes. I don't care about it. And then I make it my own, and then I want things to happen. Sometimes I become a control freak, and I was.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
But then I had a couple of vada paos in one scene. I was not hungry anymore, and then I could just let it go.
It was a hunger.
I think I just left it to
It was the hunger, Neha. It wasn't anything else.
So it was my hunger that was giving her a lot of
No,
trouble.
but whatever conflicts also arose and whatever disagreements were also there, I feel like that really added to the nuance of the film. That is again what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So I think it all helped. And like Neha said, like in she made it her own. She kind of held our hand like throughout this whole thing, which is kind of what me and Kunal needed as young filmmakers at that point in our life. You know what we're saying? So I think that was important, that was necessary, and like she said, she kind of let us make our own mistakes like after a point. कि अच्छा ठीक है तुम करो, how much would I
control,
prevent you from doing such and such things. And because also me and Kunal come from very different sensibilities now, the one thing that we purely agree on is the intent. So as long as that is on spot and that is on point, I think everything falls into place. And Neha's intent was in the right place. Jyoti's intent was in the right place. And the entire team's intent was kind of at the same place. So
it would have been good to have Kunal, but because of the Instagram not allowing a fifth person on the chat, it would have been good to have his perspective.
Yeah. Actually, if I was in Bombay, he would have been with me and we would have done this together. But I'm again traveling, so.
But it's a very fair point that Neha has raised, and even Ria, you've kind of when you start, or I think I personally feel that when you begin to get into a project to a point that you want to work on behind the scenes and work in the making of it rather than in front of the camera. I think you're completely invested in the project. You're completely invested in the story. That is why all these things come up and crop up, and you want to share with the makers and the director and the producer. So it's actually like you said, it really amplified the nuances of the film that was being made, and the result is here to see. I mean, it's all for the audience to see as to what all went behind the scenes. But I was asking you that were they a rowdy bunch? Like, was it like difficult to kind of get them together? And
were me and my team a rowdy bunch, or were these girls a rowdy bunch?
Everyone. I mean, everyone.
Yeah,
who was the rowdiest?
Overall, it was quite a crazy atmosphere. Even shooting on that street, and then right from trying to find a little florist store that she could use.
I have to narrate an incident that happened. So we were shooting this film for 2 days, right? So first day we shot whatever, okay? And of course, like, I mean, it's an indie film, so permissions and all where we're going to take now. So that was happening. This was in South Bombay. This was a beautiful florist shop called Florist in South Bombay. They were kind enough to let us use their space and decorate it really nicely for us. So shout out to them. On the second day now, when we reached set, we saw that the roads were barricaded. Like, there was no janta allowed in that place. And you know why? Because Shahid Kapoor was filming something on the same street.
Wow.
So we were really stressed that, how are we going to shoot this? Because there's already another film shoot going on. There's going to be so many people coming and watching. There's going to be cops coming and telling us to shut this down. But I happened to know somebody in that production house, and he said that, don't worry about it. Tum apna karo side mein, we'll handle it. So they kind of gave us protection and that space for us to shoot properly.
And two days before that, we were all struggling to see if we could get permission. How could we figure it out? We were doing a reading at Neha's house, and everybody was like, "Who do we know? Who can we call?" Amongst us, I think we called literally everyone we know. And we were scared. Some people really scared us also that they'll take your camera away, they'll take the roll away, or whatever. They'll take the film away. So there was quite a lot of pre-drama for this.
So, I love this. I mean, both
cops that we all knew. Every one of us called a cop. That
everyone called one cop friend to figure it out.
I think we can shoot it there.
But this is what I love, I mean, it's not just my film or Kunal's film. These girls have really made it their own. They were fighting for it as if like this is the last project that they're going to do, and I don't know if this is not the kind of passion and dedication you should be having towards a project, then why are you even an artist? You should take everything personally, I feel. So thank you, Jyoti and Neha, for this.
Thank you. Because it's like when you see somebody, you see a team of these 5, like Neha said, you see a team of 5 very, very enthusiastic
Yeah.
People doing like everything in their power to make this happen. So I think you can't help but it's contagious. That energy is infectious, and there's no way you can stay detached from that. And it also makes the experience a lot more fun because you feel you're a part of it wholly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know that dialogue, na, that अगर किसी को इतनी शिद्दत से what that Shahrukh Khan वाला जो सारी सारी कायनात.
I am a die-hard fan. I believe in it.
Me too.
Whatever
I
is
believe it.
meant to have. Wonderful.
We all believe in it.
We all believe in it actually.
Artists are supposed to be delusional, right? So we believe in these kind of things.
Yes, absolutely. So Ria, you could probably this is like a scene of your film. Like you could build on it because it's such a beautiful story that this seems like one scene, like one plot of an entire feature or something. So maybe you could, think of Jyoti and Neha and, make like a full feature.
Oh my God, ask ghee shakkar or laddu. Ghee shakkar and laddu in your mouth. I really want to make it happen. Actually, I was talking to Ayush, my cinematographer, the other day.
Yeah.
And we were literally thinking about the same thing. We were like, I mean, it's great that the short film feels like an incident of their lives. I believe the best short films are like that. They're about a moment rather than, like I said, rather than the plot or the character. They're about that moment. But then, in fact, this moment which we've chosen, this exchange of Mogras and this, clash of insecurities and this coming of age, I feel like it can really be elaborated into something much larger. So the thought process is going on. The first people to know about it will be Neha and Jyoti if that ever happens.
It's so beautiful that we see those tokeries of ladies, the South Indian ladies and other Maharashtrian ladies sitting with the Mogra, and and it's so beautiful till date. Like I remember as a child, we used to go out for dinners, and I'm from Delhi, so Pandara Road we used to go for dinner, and then uske bahar there used to be these little children selling Mogra, Gajras and all, and it used to be like so. It reminds me of my childhood that after I think today only I'm going to get one for myself and hang it in my room, a little Gajra of the flower, the Mogra.
I started looking at the whole floral market so differently because I usually go to Jew market where the Mogra and the Gladiola market is all right there, and then you have the fancy flowers. So they're right opposite each other. Whenever it's a puja time or Diwali time, suddenly everybody's crowding around the Mogra and the Gladiola, and suddenly they hiked up their prices because it's their time. And you suddenly it was all jumping out at me after we did the film.
I wish Mogra had a stem, I wouldn't buy roses. I would just buy the Mogra. I wouldn't buy a rose because the Mogra
But who says you can't gift Mogras to somebody that you love? Next time, instead of gifting a bouquet of like expensive roses to somebody, get them one tokery full of Mogra. I guarantee you they will appreciate it.
Yeah. And even for the ladies.
In their houses. I mean,
that's absolutely.
Like it's better than a bouquet.
Absolutely. So, coming back to the last scene of the film, where the poetry recitation, when Neha is, the voiceover is happening. So, there are no subtitles, in that part. And there are a lot of people who have commented on YouTube that the most crucial scene of the film has no subtitles. I know they were really wanting to kind of absorb and, get that whole parting sort of message from the film. So was it intentional to not keep any subtitles for the poem?
No, actually that was a huge error on our part. Why would I not? That is actually the most crucial part. There were subtitles made for that. Like if you want to get into the technicalities of it, subtitles in italics to differentiate the poem from the dialogues. But for some reason, those didn't get exported only. For some reason, in the final bird
file. That is the part that has been like really commented a lot on.
Well, a lot of people have said that to me also. That what is she saying? What is the essence?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so maybe you know what I have an idea what we can do is maybe you could give me the translation and we can extract that part from the film and post it on Instagram with you know
Yes.
We can
the
all
subtitles
do it.
and
That's
so
a
that
very good idea. Yes.
We can do that.
so we
Yeah.
can do that because it's so beautiful and I just feel that something so beautiful sometimes doesn't even need an explanation or a meaning to it. You know, it just kind of you know showers you with that whole satisfaction of watching this film and you know the camaraderie between just a minute camaraderie and you know that whole bond that the unspoken the unseen sort of connect between you know Jyoti and Neha.
Yeah.
It's actually really beautiful. But yeah, we could give a perspective to it by you know reposting it and giving it meaning.
We definitely should. It's a
Yes.
very beautifully written poem by Neha.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it's cosmic how it fits so perfectly with the film and the theme of the
Yeah.
film. I mean, the poem is on Mogra, for God's sake. Like, it's,
Yeah. Can
you
you
know,
imagine?
how
Yeah.
literal could it be? In fact, there is a line from that poem which says ki Mogra kadich Kunala kadich dew nahi. त्याच्यामध्ये श्वास अडकतात. It means it's so beautiful. It means one should never give mogras to each other. Like mogra देना ही नहीं चाहिए एक दूसरे को. Why? Because your breaths get entangled. Then you are bound to be attached if you exchange
Oh,
mogras.
So,
Yeah,
so
that's what it
the
means. It means
exact
so
an
line is
beautiful.
oxymoron.
An oxymoron, exactly.
so the
Yeah.
exact line is
Neha.
असं वाटतं मला कधीच कुणाला देऊ नये कारण मग अडकत जातात श्वास देणाऱ्याच घेणाऱ्याचे. So the person who gifts you Mogra, you're bound to get attached to that person. You're bound to get your breaths are bound to get entangled because it has everything has got to do with the smell. It has got to
The
do with the
fragrance.
fragrance. It has got to do with the the sugandh jisko bolte hai. So that is what is there. And I think no other flower depicts love for me more than Mogra. So
Yeah.
whenever my husband asks me if he can gift me something, my answer is that
Mogra.
just buy me a Mogra. And once on our anniversary, I was pissed off with him because he didn't get me anything, and I was like, "Hell, man, can't you just get a gadra for me?" And I was like, "You." And the reason was that he doesn't ever understand what to gift. He's
This
not a
is so low
person who
maintenance.
buys
This is so
the
low
I know.
yeah.
maintenance.
So I like at least get me a gadra, man. And he came home with like 200 gadras, like two bunches
Wow.
which they were selling on the road. He just got hold of all the kids those were selling, and he bought all of the gadras, like
How
50 from him,
nice.
50 from him. I came home with like 200 gadras, and my
अब
house
बोलो
was
अब
smelling
बोलो
nice for
20 साल
like
का हो गया.
absolutely. And my house was smelling of Mogra for the next
Wow.
2-3 days.
Wow.
And it was so amazing. So I think
Beautiful.
maybe at that point of time I had written something like this and I never knew that it would fit into an entirely different scenario where there is no romance as such involved. For me, that is the ultimate romantic poem that I've written. But it fits
Yeah.
with any emotion and I think it goes well with this emotion.
Very well.
Maybe it was
Absolutely. Meant
written
to be.
in
It
a
was
different
meant to be.
different mindset, but I think it was really cosmic, as
Yeah.
Ria said. It was absolutely, and I
Absolutely.
was like, your film is named Mogra. Can I just read out that? Like any poet, when he gets someone who gives
Yeah.
it their
Yeah.
poetry, and when it fits so well, so I was like,
You,
can I
you
just
you got a
style it?
stage. You got a
Yeah,
stage set for the
absolutely.
poem to be.
Yeah. And sometimes, I always feel that whatever I write should be made into a
Yeah.
visual or into something, in a painting or something.
Yeah.
And there was no better way to, uh, you know,
Present it.
depict this
Absolutely.
poem visually. So I am
Absolutely.
thankful to Ria for bringing this project to me and making this poem a part of that project.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
So Ria, you yourself, you're an actor, right? I mean, but
Yeah, so I of course started with acting,
yeah.
but then I had always had a passion, an interest in writing as well. So I kind of did that seriously during the lockdown and got my diploma and everything, then I started working behind the camera also that way. Yeah, but in life, I want to do both. I want to write and I want to act, and ideally act in what I write.
Works
Hopefully.
best. Works best. Jyoti, what's the future plan? What are the future projects that I
For
mean,
me,
if it's not to be revealed, we completely
no,
understand. But
nothing like that. I've just finished shooting for Sunflower 2, which should be coming out probably end of the year, I hope.
Okay.
I shot a film with Shilpa Shetty called Sukhi for
Okay.
Bud Night.
Wonderful.
That hopefully should be. So those are the couple of projects I'm looking forward to release.
Wonderful.
Other than that, I love my theater and I'm doing my
Theater.
yes, I do a lot of theater. So I have a couple of plays coming up this month, next month.
Oh, do
Yeah.
post it on your
I
handle.
will.
So
will.
we will keep a
I
lookout
post a
for.
lot. You can't miss it. If you follow me, you will know when my plays are happening.
I have to tell you this, before I move on to Neha. So every time I've done a live session with whoever, every time, with a director or an actor, and I'm like, acha, live karenge, ye karenge. So, and my next question is, I hope you know how to do it. They don't know how to do a live session because they're not on, hate social media.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can count on my fingers people with whom I've done a live who really know how to kind of, what are the technicality, kaun sa button damana hai. So I have to do like a mock drill. So it's really refreshing to hear that, I post a lot. I post a lot.
I have a couple of theater directors who will be like, suddenly they'll call me and I'm like, I have something nice to say about what I did today. And they'll be like, we need you to post on Instagram. I'm like, yeah. I can have to do it.
Neha, what can we see coming your way, from your way?
I have also, like Riya said, I'm basically an actor. I've been doing television, but then you get no, like zero creative satisfaction from what you do in
True.
television, but it earns you your
True.
bread and butter. So it was all right for me for a brief period of time, but
Yeah.
suddenly it felt like I started feeling stagnant. And I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So I have to be home and I have to maybe create something that I would like to act in. So I initially started writing for myself, but through the course of time, till the time the things are now on a way kind of to be, अब जब बन रहा है, so I'm not that age जिसके लिए मैंने वो कहानी लिखी. So now I'm casting someone else and I'm trying to make a web show of my own on
Wow.
Marathi regional channel. And also
Excellent.
recently I wrote the Hindi version of a film called Sita Ramam. It was a huge hit in Telugu and they wanted to re-release it in Hindi in the theaters. So they wanted the poetry and the film to be easily South. They don't sound as they should sound, or the essence is lost while translating the actual Telugu dialogues to Hindi. So we have tried to retain it. It is available on Disney Hotstar if anyone wants to go and see. And I have written the lyrics for the last song of the film as well. So I think I have shifted focus from acting to writing for a while now. For last since lockdown, since last 3-4 years.
Lockdown has been like a turning point in our lives.
But I think if Riya comes up with a brilliant script, which is an extension of Mogra, I'll be more than happy to act again.
Yeah.
I already
Extension
said
of
that too. I
Mogra.
said stop slacking. Where is our short film for the year? What's going
Yeah,
on?
Jyoti keeps saying this. Hello, where's my short film? Where's the next one? Where is it?
Stop
So,
doing
but
your own
actually,
work.
on what Neha said, na, this when you are an actor, writer, na, you're constantly
Audio. I think Riya's network is a little. Yeah.
Went off at such a crucial point.
Buffering, I know. So, Neha, someone's asked if you're committed.
I'm married.
Rohit is saying, Neha, are you committed? Question mark
Yes,
with the
I am. I am married since last many years. I
Rohit.
can't reveal how many
She's married,
because
Rohit.
my husband gets mad when I reveal how many years we are married. But I'm so happy that someone thinks that I'm not.
No. The question is, are you committed? It's not, are you married? Or are you
Oh
available?
my God. Okay. So now I have to think of this question in a different light
That
altogether.
order was here.
Okay.
Oh, very good. Hungry also.
Rohit, I think this sleepiness you can just slide into my DMs and then we can talk more about it maybe.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes, Ria, you were saying something.
I was saying I can really relate to what Neha is saying. Sometimes you don't get the creative satisfaction from what you're doing, and writing is a great way to channelize a lot of things. So I also find myself, struggling to write in between when I'm shooting. Like I'm literally sitting in my vanity van and like typing my script. But I love that life. I think it's very rewarding internally. And right now is the age of artists who should be multifaceted. So I really believe in that. And I feel like the acting helps the screenwriting and the screenwriting helps the acting. So me right now, I am shooting an independent feature film in Pune.
Yeah.
Stationed in Pune for like the next 2 months, alongside writing something new of my own, which we're planning to take off this year.
Okay, sounds great. That sounds so exciting. So great. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining in the middle of the afternoon. And thank you, and we wish you the best. And we are waiting for another short film from your side, Ria, with Jyoti and Neha. And if it's a feature, it'll be great. Panda Film Festival is absolutely ready to showcase your film. And do catch the comments on the channel. And if you can send me the translation of the poem, that would be fantastic. And Jyoti, do keep posting about your theatre gigs. It would be so wonderful to catch you there. Thank you.
And Amrita, thank you for
Yes.
facilitating this.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for embracing Mogra with open arms. And thank you for like seeing something in the film and giving it your platform to be on. We're really grateful for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent
Thank
curation
you.
And
on
thank
your
you for all the wonderful things that you've said about the film, about us, letting us know what the all of it.
Exactly. This response we were waiting for
Yeah, because
since last
we've been waiting for it to release. We were so
we wanted
heartbroken
to
that it's not
see and
I
see
know.
things about it.
But it's
That
such a beautiful film. It was, I was so happy to see the views. And, normally what happens is that, you pay for the ads and all. But hello, Mogra doesn't need any extra push or an extra, assistance. Keep going. Thank you so much. And keep doing great work. And we look forward to having more live sessions together on other films also. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take
Namrata.
care. Have a great
Bye,
day.
Neha.
Happy
Bye,
Women's Day.
Jyoti.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Neha.
Happy
Bye,
Women's
Jyoti.
Day. Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Bye.
Wednesday.
Happy Women's Day.
Bye.